Hey Dragon Slayers! Today's video is about anorexia and its connection to insulin resistance. Anorexia nervosa is a condition where a person seeks an unhealthily low level of body fat through severe caloric restriction. In the excess fat equals insulin resistance paradigm, a person with anorexia should be highly insulin sensitive. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Patients with anorexia are regularly found to be less glucose tolerant and more insulin resistant than their healthy, lean individuals. In this scenario, fasting has turned into starvation. One remarkable study explored the metabolic consequences of strict and severe caloric restriction in obese individuals with no prior history or evidence of insulin resistance. The subjects self restricted their intake to around 800 calories a day, which resulted in varying levels of weight loss. Subjects lost between 8 and 35 kilograms, or about 17 to 77 pounds. No, 800 calories a day is not much food at all, especially for an adult, whether male or female. In contrast, the link between body weight and insulin resistance, this state of weight loss caused over half of the study subjects to develop insulin resistance, even to the point of type 2 diabetes. In fact, with severe caloric restriction, the body can become demonstrably insulin resistant in just a few days. Very low calorie diets elicit stress on the body, evident in the marked changes in hormone levels, with the most prominent change being a significant increase in the quintessential stress hormone, cortisol. Remember, one of cortisol's main hormonal actions as part of our fight or flight response with adrenaline is to counter insulin and increase blood glucose. But cortisol's antagonistic relationship with insulin extends far beyond just trying to increase glucose. Cortisol actually makes the muscles and other tissues insulin resistant. Furthermore, thyroid levels plummet, which, in addition to lowering metabolic rate, exacerbates the problem. Thyroid hormone maintains normal insulin signaling. Thus, the drop in thyroid hormones further shifts the body to an insulin resistant state. Despite these frightening findings, with severe and prolonged caloric restriction, mild caloric restriction, including low fat diets, can clearly improve insulin sensitivity. However, the results are sometimes not overwhelmingly dramatic. As an example, in looking at the effects of 14 weeks of low fat, plant based diets in overweight middle aged women, insulin sensitivity was no different from that of participants eating the controlled diet. If you have a dietary obsession with certain carbohydrates, such as rice or pasta, you know you know that you can't live without them. The good news is that you can simply trick to lessen the effect of the insulin impact. Eat them at the end of your meal. In a study comparing breaking up the parts of a meal into the primary starch, protein, and vegetable, eating the starchy part of the meal after the protein and vegetables had a significant smaller effect on the glucose and insulin. I've covered this in a previous video about how the order in which you eat your food matters. So that's just another example of it. Well, that's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.